Hey everybody, welcome back to where we do deep dives into the New Testament, where we go line by line, trying to get nuggets of wisdom or anything that we can take in our spiritual journey in this life. Previously, we're in Matthew, and we're in chapter 9, and previously the scribes, they act confused why a man was giving such power. And it seems like they just left out a whole bunch of the story, just like much of the Bible does throughout from the cover to cover. And so we're going to just read here from my notes in this big journal. And this is where we ask questions of the Bible or make statements that we just quite don't understand. And if you have any comments or you have some suggestions of what that may be, man, please, I'd appreciate it if you gave it to us. And we're in Matthew chapter 9, verse 9. And just so y'all are aware, most all scholars believe that Matthew was not the author of this book. And that's important to realize. And if it just so happened to be him, Matthew's the author, then he's referring to himself in the third person right here. And it says, Jesus passed by the tax office, seeing Matthew, and says, "Follow me." And Matthew just gets up and follows him. And again, just as stated in previous videos, when the disciples just get up and follow a stranger, why does Matthew get up and just follow Jesus? Does he know him? Has it spread to him that Jesus is some sort of miracle worker? Like, why would anybody get up and go follow a stranger? I don't know. But as we go down in Matthew chapter 9, verses 10 through 13, it says, Jesus is relaxing. He's having a meal with these tax collectors and sinners, it says. And he was asked that why is he coming to have dinner with sinners and the incomplete? So it's a good question, but he's making the parallel that sinners and the incomplete are also tax collectors. Is that true? Because that's what it seems like he's doing there. And I was doing a lot of thinking and pondering on this, and sometimes when I do that, I pull out my old spiritual cigar. It helps me contemplate, so just so you know. In Matthew chapter 9, verses 15, some of John's disciples, they come to Jesus and they say, how the Pharisees, they fast all the time. They don't eat for some period, just as Jesus has fasted. But now that Jesus is with his disciples, they eat all the time. And so Jesus starts giving these parables of when you miss a bridegroom. And he goes on this bridegroom parable and a couple of other parables. And it seems to be as though he's making some sort of excuse for him and his disciples. But Jesus, and it was known then as it is known now, that fasting is very healthy. And when he's asked of fasting, I'm just curious why. I don't know of any Christian denomination that practices today any sort of fasting. It would probably be a very good, healthy thing to do. We do it here at our spiritual sanctuary. We practice fasting all the time. And in our main channel, the mysticsofTexas.com, we have a fantastic fasting video of our own personal journey on fasting. But as he goes on making these parables, excusing the indulgences of Jesus and the disciples of their hunger, it seems to be like just a big mixed message. Because Jesus says, be full. Your stomach is full when you're not mourning something, and fast when you are mourning something. And why not just be well-rounded? Have intermediate fasting. Why not give some strong advice, especially if you're the Son of God and we're to follow you instead of talking in riddles? I don't know. So what is it that Jesus is implying there? Because once again, it is absolutely anybody's guess. It's probably why we have so many different Christian denominations. And if you like to know all of the religious text and study this in depth, I'm glad you're here and I'm glad you're with us. And we explore a lot of other topics outside of uh, the three main religious texts. And we do that in an effort, we do that here every Sunday at 1:15, and we do that in an effort to get to know ourselves better, get to communicate better with others, practice the art of listening, build strong relationships with others, because we believe in all times, but especially now where this nation and the world is so bitterly divided, that we should come together and we should practice building relationships instead of tearing them down, and then ultimately come together and also individually meditate. And we do that here. We have a fantastic sanctuary nestled in the piney woods of East Texas where people come often, not only on Sundays just to, excuse me, I got a fly flying around here, to come here and meditate and do all sorts of activities and fellowship, and just a great place to build each other's spirit and elevate each other in ways that I don't know of any other uh, place near here that does that. So if you're on the Louisiana-Texas border, uh, come out and see us. We're just a short drive from Shreveport and a shorter drive from Marshall, and we'd welcome you. So thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.